Hi guys, today I want to try something fun. I heard about this trend going on called latte makeup, so I want to do my own kind of take on that. And I want to use a lot of bronzer and of course a lot of brown tones in my eyeshadow also. So right now I've just put on my foundation and it's the NYX Born to Glow foundation. It's a lot lighter than my natural skin tone. Maybe you can see it, but I'm just going to bronze over it. Use a lot of bronzer, like I said, so it's gonna look more natural in the end. And I'm also gonna use these two eyeshadow palettes from Makeup Revolution. It's this one called I Heart Revolution Coffee palette, and also this one, the I Heart Revolution Espresso palettes. And the bigger one has a lot of neutral tones, also some pinks, but they have some good brown colors, like this neutral kind of brown colors, so I'll use those. And this one, the little one, also has some deeper shades, so I thought I'll use those in my on my low upper lash line, in my upper lash line. And I think I'll just start with the bronzer right now. I thought this latte makeup look looked kind of fun to try out. I love to experiment with new styles. So for my bronzer, I'll just go on into this cream bronzer. It's kind of a neutral shade, as you can see, just a light one. And I'll start with this one. And also I have this little palette with 4 colors. It has a deeper shade, so if I need to deepen it up, I'll use this one too. But I'll start with the lighter one, and I'll just use my makeup sponge and go into that. Now, as I said, this is just my take on this latte look. I haven't really seen a lot of videos about it, but like I said, I thought it'd just be fun to try out. So firstly, I'm just going lightly over my cheeks like this, and in my kind of under the cheekbone here. Also a little bit under the chin. I think this look is very suitable for like every day, but also I think it's very suitable for autumn with all the browner tones. And since we're going into autumn now, I thought it would be just nice to try this out now. Fortunately, we have a little bit of summer here still, but it's not long until autumn, so thought maybe it could be a good idea. And now I'm just bronzing a little bit on my nose too, or contouring a little bit, just underneath here. This is to make the nose look a little bit shorter. And I'm just doing it very lightly now, because this shade is not so much darker than my skin tone actually, so it will look pretty natural. I think it works really well with this sponge, to do my contouring with this sponge. Blends out very easily. This bronzer is from a brand called Mekka. It's a Norwegian brand. And it just looks like this again, if you want to see. And it's the shade Desert Sand. So now I just lightly contoured a little bit. And then I'll take this darker shade. This one is very dark, so I think I'll just blend them at first and then if I need to, I'll go into the darker one afterwards. This one I'll not put everywhere, I'll just put it here under the cheekbone, just to carve them out a little bit more. Yeah, this is pretty intense, so I tried the darker color now, but I think it's pretty dark, so I'm not going to use a lot of it. But it blends out pretty well. And then on the other side, I don't usually contour a lot, but I think it's fun sometimes to just try it out. And like shape my face a little bit. I'll also put a little bit of these darker bronzers under my nose here, just the very bottom, and blend them out. Just a little bit so you can barely see anything, but just to make it a little bit more like everything is cohesive and blended. And I'll just take a little bit of it also on the very top here with my hairline. I think I'll go over with a powder bronzer afterwards, just to set it a little bit more. I just dab it a little bit on my chin too, what's left. And under my jawline a little bit. Also, I take a little bit of that under my lip here, bottom lip. I've seen some people do this just to make the lip look a little bit more plump. And a little bit more on my nose here. And then to contour my nose a little bit, I'm going to use a bigger brush, makeup brush. This one is just very like rounded here. And I'm going to mix those shades again, the two darker ones. Not a lot of the darkest one, just a little bit. And then tap it a little bit on my hand. And then I'm going to try to contour like this, so that is my the tip of my nose looks slimmer here. I'm going to drag it a little bit like this, because my nose has a little bit of a bump on it right here, so I don't want to drag it too far up, because then the line will be uneven and you can see the bump even further. So I'm just going to blend it from the bottom and try to slim out the tip a little bit. And I'm going to make it really blended, because I don't want a really harsh nose contour. Also a little bit on my nostrils here, just to make them shorter too. I'm gonna do eyeshadow of course, but when I take my bronzer upon the lids here, then the eyeshadow will adhere better. And also the color will be like dispersed over my whole face, so nothing looks unnatural. But I'll just blend it carefully in my crease here. also a little bit of bronzer on my upper lip here, on top of my upper lip by the cupid's bow. This is also to make the lips look a little bit fuller. You can barely see it, but just a little bit. And now I've kind of done my cream bronzer, so now I want to use some powder bronzer. But firstly, I want to do some blush before I put on some powders. So I want to use this cream blush. It's from Profusion Blush Shower, and the shade is Bellini. So I'll just use a little bit of that. It's a very like terracotta brown color, so I think it suits this look very nicely. And I'll go into my sponge again, but I'll use the bottom of it and just blend that out. Very natural kind of tone. Take a little bit more because you can barely see anything now. And a little bit on my nose too. I think this is a really pretty color on this blush. I'm really happy with it. And I'll take the rest of the product on the bottom, just a little bit on my chin and my forehead. There. And then I'll go into the powder bronzers. And I'll use this one from I Heart Revolution, and it's a coffee bronzer, and it's the color Latte. It suits this look very well. And I'm going to use this brush from Sigma. It's like this slanted kind of brush, and it's perfect for contouring and bronzing. And this is a very intense color, so I'll just take a very light amount on the brush like this, and then dab it up. As you can see, it's very intense, so try to just blend it out as best as possible here. And drag it down a little bit under my chin, just like I did with the cream bronzers. Just blending this one very well into the skin. And dabbing a little bit more, tapping off. And also a little bit here, up here. And this bronzer is very warm toned, so I look like I really got some sun here. But I'll try to blend this one out with another bronzer, powder bronzer, that is a little bit more neutral leaning. So I'll take my this one from the Balm. It's the Bahama Mama brush, and as you can see, I'll put them side by side so you can see the difference here. This one is a lot more warmer, so now I'll use a little bit of this one. I'll just clean the brush a little bit and then go into this. And this one is not as intense, so I'll take a little bit more, tap of the brush, and then go over everything. This one is also lighter, so I take it a little bit everywhere, just to blend in the other one really well. You don't have to do this if you have a lighter bronzer, of course, but I'm just doing it now to blend everything very well in and make it look a little bit more natural. Because my foundation was also a lot lighter than my skin tone, like I said, so just want to make everything even and nice looking. And then I'm done with that. So now I'm going to go into an eyeshadow brush, just a simple one like this, then fluffy eyeshadow brush. I'm going to take a little bit of this bronzer and also put it in my crease here. I think that looks very pretty because everything is very even now, and yeah, it just looks nice. So then I'm done with the bronzers, and now I just want to mattify my face a little bit. So I'm not going to mattify everywhere, just the places where I feel like I have the most oil shining through. And I'm using this Matte Fix powder by Mekka. Personally, I don't like to be too shiny because I have a little bit of a combination skin, so I try to avoid my skin being too shiny. I think that's okay now. And then I want to do the eyeshadow, and I'm going to start with this lighter palette, and I'm going to use this eyeshadow brush here. It's a big fluffy brush, and firstly I'll go into this shade here called Foam from the I Heart Coffee palette. And I'll just zoom you guys in a little bit now. And I take that foam color and just blend it lightly over the crease up to the brow bone. It's a very light color and very neutral, so it's very nice for this look. I feel like latte look is like pretty neutral brown shades, to me at least. That's my take on it. And I'm just going to blend that very well, and a little bit underneath the lash line too. So as you can see, this color is not too deep, it's just right for this look, I feel like. A very medium toned brown. Not too warm, not too cool, in my opinion. Just blending that really all over the lid, down into the crease. And then I'll use an even smaller brush like this, and I'll go into the color called Macchiato in the bigger palette. It's this one. It's not a lot darker, but just a little bit. You can see them side by side here. This one and the bottom lighter brown shade in that color. Just a little bit of a difference. So I'll take that and I'll just take it in the outer corners here, just very lightly, and drag it a little bit along the lash line here. I need my coffee today because I'm really tired and lacking sleep. Again. I was at this after party some weeks ago and that really messed up my sleeping pattern. So I shouldn't have done that. I nearly never go through anything like that, but my friends really wanted me to go, so I tried to just go, but I am decided now that an after party is not for me because I struggle so much with sleep, so it really just makes it very difficult for me. Anyway, now I'm going into an even darker color and I'm going to use this palette again, and I'm going to use this color here, and just on a very small little brush like this. And then tapping off, and then I'm just going to put this one in the very edge here of the lash line. Sorry if my English is not perfect, but it is not my native language. So just very softly. It's not a very much darker color than the other ones, but just a little bit. Now I want to use an even darker one, and I'm going to use a small angle brush like this, and I'm going to take the darkest shade in this small espresso palette. Just take a little bit of it and tap it up again, and then on the very corner I'm just going to drag that a little bit out, just like a liner. I already had on a little bit of a brown liner, but not much, just a very thin line. So this will also be like a liner, this darker shade. And I'll take the other color again, this one, that's a little bit softer. I'm going to take that under the lower lash line. I'm not dragging it all the way in, but on the outer corners here, and then dragging it a little bit out. Like that. For me, these are the perfect kind of brown shades for this latte look, because I have a little bit of a deeper skin tones, as you can see, and to use very light brown colors you wouldn't even be able to see it, so I feel like these tones are perfect for this kind of look for me. And then I'll just use a little bit of a highlighter, and this is from Estee Lauder. It's their it's called Quiet Powder Velvet, and it's a color 29. And I'll just use the little sponge that's in the case here. And this is kind of a shimmery color, not too much shimmer, but just a little bit, just to brighten up the inner corners here. I always like to do that. And then a little bit under the brow bones here. Also, I'll take the medium blending brush again, and I'll go into the bronzer Bahama Mama again, the very neutrally brown tone, and I'll just take that on the brush and I'll blend it a little bit into the eyeshadows again, just to bring some little bit of warmth. to apply my mascara again. I just had on a little bit from before, not much. So this is, by the way, the Max Stack mascara, just a mini version that I got, sample version. And this mascara is very buildable, so it was very nice that I can build it easily since I put some on before. Even though it's dry, it doesn't get too clumpy, I think. Like that. And then I'll take a little bit of a brown eyeliner, and I'll use this one. It's the Demolition eyeliner from Urban Decay. It's a dark brown color. And now I'm just finished putting on this eyeliner, and I'm done with the eyeshadow look now, and I'm pretty happy with it, I think. I love the brown colors on my with my brown eyes. I think it goes very well, actually. And now I'll just do my eyebrows. And for that, I'm going to use my regular brow pomade from Mekka in the color Ebony. I'm just using a small angled brush like this and dragging it where I don't have a lot of hairs, like here on the edge by the arch, and just dragging it inwards. Try to fill it out a little bit here too, where I lack a little bit of hairs. Maybe you can see the difference now between those two. I just try to do it very naturally because my brows are very thick from before, so I don't want them too like angry looking, but just a little bit so it looks even. And then I'm just going to put on my brow gel from MAC. Just a clear one. This is okay, I think. It's not like glue, but it holds them. It usually holds them throughout the day pretty well. And then it's time for lips. And for that, I'm going to go into a in with a lip liner first. And I'm going to use the shade Spice from MAC. I already have on a little bit of lip oil, so my lips are easy to line. And I'm just overlining them a little bit. I think a reason I wanted to do this look too is because I really love coffee, and the name latte just speaks to me. Like, I'm just thinking of autumn and all the tasty coffee drinks like pumpkin spice latte and also ginger and all those kind of tasty coffee drinks. This is a very nice lip liner because it suits my skin tone very well. It's like a brownie pink color and it looks very natural and pretty. So I'll just take that all over and kind of erase my natural lip color because I have a little bit of a discoloration, some darker spots like here and here. They're a little bit darker towards the end here. Just overline them a little bit more, I think. And then I'm a little bit unsure which lipstick to use. I might actually go into this one called Mekka Face. It's from Wet n Wild. It's just an old lipstick I got. It's kind of dark, but I'll add another shade on top. There. And then I'll use a new lipstick I got from Makeup Revolution. It has this nice cover. It's kind of a matte, and it's nice to the feel, and it looks very stylish, I think. And then it's this light brown color here, and this is called Divine Brown. And I'll just use this to like contour my lips a little bit, just in the places where I want my lips to look a little bit more pouty. I'll put this lighter color. If you want to see the swatch of this lipstick alone, I can do that. Just wipe it off a little bit. This one, kind of it's a very neutral tone brown, I think. It has a little bit of warmth to it, but not too much. And I can also swatch the other one from you, from Wet n Wild. I swatched that one on top. It's a little bit more cool toned and darker, of course. And it was the Mekka Face shade. And now I think I'm done with the look. And just to tell you a little bit about these palettes. These two, I will think they're good palettes with nice qualities for every day. And yeah, I think the colors are just very nice, very neutral and everyday friendly, but you can also amp it up a little bit. They have this nice red here and this kind of gold color. So this is a very like user friendly palette, I think. And also this one is great if you just want to have some matte colors, because you can choose between all these and they're all matte and very nice to make a look. If you have a shimmer palette, you can just have this on the side and then mix those. So that's great. So that was that, and I really hope you like this look, and let me know if there's anything else you want me to try out, specific look or just some products you want me to try out. And I really hope that you have a nice day, and see you soon. Bye.